Good day, everyone. So, the topic that my group chose to talk about is war on drugs. Let us first introduce the former president, Mr. Rodrigo Roa Duterte, or also known as Digong. He was born on March 28, 1945, at Maasin City, southern Leyte. He is a son of a late Davao Governor Vicente Duterte and a teacher, Soledad Duterte. He graduated with a degree in political science at LPU in 1968 and then pursued and graduated law in San Beda College. Duterte was a former mayor of Davao City. He became the 16th president of the Philippines last June 30, 2016. During Duterte's run as a mayor in Davao City, death squads have been denied by Duterte on occasion, while other times he has bragged about his involvement in murders. He told reporters in February 2009, "If you are engaging in criminal behavior in my city, if you are a member of a gang that preys on defenseless citizens of the city, for as long as I am here, you will be held accountable." The media nicknamed Duterte as the Punisher because of his attitude. In his last campaign in Davao before the election, he promised that when he became the president, he will continue what he did as mayor. In Duterte's presidency, the death toll reached 27,000 and more than 700,000 people surrendered. Jails and rehabilitation centers are crowded because they are scared of the capability of Duterte as the president. They knew that that will be the outcome if they did not surrender. Number of kills continued to rise and sadly, innocent people were sympathized. Duterte also stated that in his campaign against drugs will not stop until the last pusher and drug lords will be killed. Official figures from the Philippines government indicate that thousands of people, including alleged drug suspects and innocent bystanders, have been killed in police operations or by vigilante groups since the campaign began. The war on drugs has also resulted in the displacement of individuals and families. Many drug users and suspected drug dealers voluntarily surrendered to authorities, fearing for their lives or hoping to seek rehabilitation. However, the lack of comprehensive drug rehabilitation programs and resources has been a significant challenge in addressing the drug problem effectively. However, there have been numerous reports of extrajudicial killings where suspects are killed without due process. Human rights groups have accused the government of condoning these extrajudicial killings, leading to widespread concerns about the rule of law and human rights violations. The war on drugs in the Philippines has faced criticism from various human rights organizations, foreign governments, and international bodies. Concerns have been raised regarding the disregard for due process, the high number of killings, and the impact on human rights. The International Criminal Court or ICC has initiated a preliminary examination into the allegations of extrajudicial killings in the country. Philippine activists claim that tens of thousands are being slaughtered as police terrorize poor communities, using arbitrary drug watch lists to identify suspected users or dealers, and killing many of them under the pretense of sting operations. The war on drugs has faced significant criticism and controversy due to high number of extrajudicial killings associated with the campaign. Human rights organizations and international bodies have expressed concern over the alleged involvement of the law enforcement in summary executions and human rights abuses. According to Human Rights Watch, research has found that police are falsifying evidence to justify the unlawful killings, Despite growing calls for an investigation, Duterte has vowed to continue the campaign. The campaign has resulted in the deaths of thousands of people, and many individuals and families have been displaced. Although some drug users and suspects surrendered voluntarily, the lack of comprehensive rehabilitation programs and resources has hindered the effectiveness of addressing the drug problem. Duterte made combating the drug trade one of his top priorities and initiated a crackdown on drug dealers and users through law enforcement and extrajudicial means. The campaign has been marked by significant human rights concerns and has drawn both domestic and international criticism. The Philippine government has defended the campaign, arguing that it is necessary to combat the drug trade, which has been viewed as a significant social and security problem in the country. Supporters of the war on drugs point to reduced crime rates and the seizure of large quantities of illegal drugs as evidence of its effectiveness. Now, in this video, you will see that the witnesses or citizens claim that the police planted the gun in the body of suspect.
My campaign against drug will not stop until the last pusher and the last drug lord are
all over the city of Manila. At the scenes of these incidents, guns are found next to the suspect, and the police claim that they engaged in a shootout with an armed drug suspect.
He pulled the firearm that we are seeing in his hand. But unfortunately, he shot to death.
What our investigations have uncovered is that the police versions of these stories are simply not credible. Time and time again, suspects are shot, oftentimes after they're taken into police custody, and then guns and drugs are planted on them. A young man was shot dead here by the police in what they claimed was a buy-bust operation that ended up in a shootout. But while we were here, a group of young men came up to us and whispered that they had seen the police plant a gun on the victim.
Pagkaano ho namin, yung dinagsana siya ng mga tao, tapos may mga media na, bigla ho nagkabaril.
Nakahiga na po. Patay na po siya, yung kamay niya po nakaganon na. Tapos yung baril na nakalagay sa kanya, isang dangkal lang po yung layo.
They showed us a photograph of the body, exactly how we found it last night, but without a gun laying next to it. The way the targeting takes place is that each community has to compile a list of drug users. It's known as the watch list. And from those lists, people are selected for either police operations or they're simply killed by unidentified gunmen.
Dumating po sila dyan, mga nakamaskara po sila. Pito po silang dumating. Puro po sila manlalaking tao.
Yung dala-dala niya labakara, piniring sa kanya. Tapos ngayon pinakintip. Tapos pinababa, binugbog muna siya. Pagkatapos bugbog sa kanya, dinala na po siya doon sa highway. Sinakay siya sa motor. Sumigaw si Aljo na, "Mama, tulungan mo ko." Nung sinundan ko po, ang sabi nung nakabunet, "Huwag kang sumunod, mauna ka sa anak mo."
Ang anak ko nandun nakahandusan. Iniyakap ko po yung anak ko. Di po ba? Wala na po siyang buhay. Yung bang administrasyon ni Duterte, napatayan ng mahihirap. Yung bang pagboto namin sa kanya.
That's all. Thank you for listening and watching.